what's up? Welcome to Fela Day Town, plenty. I'm sure by now you hear the things that are happening for the country inside. I'm sure you hear. You know, if one else drop book after 1 week or so, we think say the matter go down. We think say everything go down. Today, I record the show, it was 8. It be holiday. Bro, holiday. I want my chain say landlord, Jenny dying safwa. Landlord, Jenny dying safwa, Jenny dying safwa. Welcome to the show. I bring the greetings from the land of concern. If you only this show, forget my review, need breakdown, forget them. If you only this show, the Fela Day. Because you know why? In 2010, 18.com, we do the story. Sarkodie's new love. You see in 2010, we do So if I say forget the other people, forget them. They don't get it. They don't get Fela. Maybe we can be book on information on book in the pioneer the ketwaye. Me brown Fela because in 2010, everyone is saying that it won't share Sarkodie. Fela naba. Let's go into the show like this. So we all know what happened. Yvonne dropped a book called I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, and a book and a lot of things has come up in the conversation about the book. Where Fela me be brave. I have so many fillers for you guys, but we're going to start by doing something unreasonable. What am I saying? Do you remember this Samini song? Sarkodie, Duah. The part of the Samini song that I love so much is the part that Samini said. There Yanni said, don't be fufro. Put it down. I will come and explain to you. Second point I want us to know, Fela said, when Sarkodie was talking about the fact that 10 years in Ghana, he is always the one being talked about, you know. He was predicting this day. Many prophets nakasa. I have spoken to the prophet and I have the Fela. Trust me. 10 years ago, 10 years every time it be me. Sark was talking about this incident. So I want to say, keep it in your kotoje. When I go into the conversation, you understand me. Third point I want you to know. When Sarkodie said, I'll be rapping till I'm 80 in a song, you know, he was trying to let you know that whoever will bring himself. Yes. So, like I said, if you want to drop a book on the buy and a lot of people talked about the issue. Then you can say, Sark, I'm going to do there. Or reply conversation. But no Fela, I know why Sarkodie replied Yvonne Nelson. I will tell you today. I know why. I know why. I'm telling you, it's here. 10 years ago, we're ready to know. So, it's there. I'll tell you why Sarkodie replied Yvonne Nelson today. I'm telling you. It's crazy. I will tell you why Sarkodie replied Yvonne Nelson. But I'm breaking the down before I go into it proper. Sarkodie has said in the song before, say, 10 years Ghana for Kasa, Ghana for Kasa, Sarkodie said in the bold interview, OnePlay some time ago, say, he's the most insulted artist in Ghana. I want to say, and I will power better, and I will better, and I will better, and I will shut up on Kasa now. No problem. If you are book in the Bible, and you won't say, Sarkodie Duah said every time he's the most insulted. No, correct. Way. I spoke to one prophet that does not want me to mention his name. And the prophet said that every time Sarkodie has done a song that he has predicted the future, was so that every time Sarkodie will do a song, it be our worker say 10 years be me, I'm rapping to like 80. All the whole bar will say, hey, Koko to me, let me show you, or Fetchon, will say, or that or so that who the town for and son of your young. Also, me what? Sarkodie first line in the song of the buyer, right? Try me. The first line, What boy Yvonne about? So say Yvonne, you've done well, you've been brave, but you need to know what you say. You can't just talk by heart. I will tell you why Sarkodie replied Yvonne Nelson. So stay, don't go anywhere. I will tell you why Sarkodie replied Yvonne Nelson. I will tell you who even made Sarkodie reply Yvonne Nelson. And as someone who can say Sarkodie said, "Why reply Yvonne Nelson?" I will tell you why, because I have spoken to a prophet and I have the information. I'll tell you today. So Sarkodie in a song will say, "Tell the world every other guy you've ever slept with." Until before 2010, before maybe Sarkodie knew love. No? Who was Yvonne dating? So Sarkodie talks about the fact that tell the world every other guy you have been sleeping or you've slept with. And this comes to the fact that in the book, because if Sarkodie was talking about the people in the book, like Yvonne has a point. But when this issue is not about the people in the book, because in the book Yvonne talked about Inyanya, Yvonne talked about Archbishop Duncan's son. So it's not about the people in the book. So after Sarkodie's line, after he did the line that he talked about the fact that Yvonne should tell the whole world every other guy she has slept with, Sarkodie comes back. This is the part that I want you to pay attention to. He comes back in the same song. After that line, he comes back. Then he makes a very critical point that people have not paid attention to. I am talking about 2010, before Yvonne Nelson launched glaucoma campaign. But they said in the song that he thought he had. Listen to me carefully. Yvonne said Sarkodie said he thought he had made gold. But when he was part of a queue, like what? That means that in 2010, when Sarkodie met Yvonne Nelson, Sarkodie had said something. Sarkodie thought in his heart, said, Michelle Oba mentioned Oba radio. This girl it is. One day he was part of a queue. So who were the queue? So let's move on. Sarkodie thought he has met gold. So now we share our first girlfriend. I thought say, yeah, girl with a memory, Now you can say, hey, girl, no fall out, you're born a gala. Yet too. So he had to rethink the whole process. The reason why I know that Yvonne was paid by this line in the Sarkodie song is this. Let me tell you. Yvonne in a tweet said that Michael, you are trying to let me feel as if said, come on, you share and then you loved me when you had a serious girl. So listen, this is my time. It'll be serious thing. Sarkodie and Tracy. Sarkodie said that Tracy was a neighbor in Tema. Now all crash one so I check until Ben say, oh, Sarkodie Tracy the name dancing. So for Yvonne to have referred to Tracy in a tweet, saying that would you have made me keep a baby when you had a serious girl who would grow to become your wife, shows that the line Sarkodie did and said that when I met you, I thought I had made a trophy. It's true. It's true. Because if Sarkodie didn't have an intention of probably dating Yvonne for a longer run, Yvonne wouldn't have referred to the time, because Yvonne, that time, not Yvonne carry on having anything and shooting, so like I glaucoma. And Yvonne in the book said Sarkodie was not even sure whether he was going to blow or he wasn't going to blow. But there's prospect. Now there's prospects. So now we have established the fact that Yvonne knew Tracy's success was in the picture in 2010. Were they serious at the time? Because Sarkodie has said in series of interviews how he and Tracy had a past of crush before even converting into girlfriend. So if Yvonne was a good girl, who knows? Probably Sarkodie at the time would have been facing a difficult decision of his life as a young boy, because he had to choose between Yvonne Nelson and his longtime crush. 2010, Sarkodie was doing Kasahari level. This picture is from the time Sarkodie was rapping alongside D Crime. Mami called copies with a 10. Hit me up. So let's go into the song. Everything Yvonne said in the book about Sarkodie, Sark has come to confirm. The only part Sark has made clear, and they say, Sark said in the song, Trying, he said, he told Yvonne Nelson to keep the baby. And Yvonne said, I can't because I have a school to complete. Now, Yvonne replies Sarkodie in a tweet saying that, would you, at the time, come on, before your phone, let me be school, I may check my certificate. So Yvonne said, I was totally waiting for my certificate, right? So and she made in a post, she made a post with the book that she has underlined the part, and then the time where she released the glaucoma. Let me say big ups to Ask Amaya. Amaya Deborah, because Amaya Deborah, like me, also has a story, because Yvonne when I posted and it was Amaya Deborah's story that said glaucoma to be launched by Yvonne Nelson. So big ups to Amaya Deborah for that. In my next filler, me and Amaya will have a conversation, and then I'll bring you guys the update. Like I said, I was speaking to one prophet. So I know who made Sarkodie release the song. And I know the things that challenge him to release the song, because the prophet has told me. I already told you, say, anytime Sarkodie will do a song, then he will talk about people trying to kill him, trying to attack him. Then like a song like Ofecho. That the prophet told me that Sarkodie had a dream about the people in the industry who want to attack him. So every time he does a song, 10 years we are on the one that people are talking about, and I'm rapping to I'm 80, and then the buffalo Michael, aka landlord, so we know that the part that Yvonne also said didn't understand or didn't like in the Sarkodie song, I'll tell you today, said Sarkodie is trying to disgrace womanhood. That's the part I don't understand. Because in the same Sarkodie song, Try Me, Sarkodie made it clear that we are in a world that a woman's voice stands out than anything. Into almost Sarkodie, there's nothing he's going to say that will change the narrative, but he had to put it straight. But this is the part that people haven't paid attention to. Yeah, I will tell you who made him release the song. He said 2 weeks ago, the song was released on 8, which is 28th of June, which happens to be my sister's birthday. Shout out to you, Abena Brefi. Happy birthday to you, Abena Brefi. Namin shout out. Onya okesiye. Men book, but onya okesiye. Sark said 2 weeks ago, if one person reach out to him saying that she's still in pain. I didn't say it's in the song. 2 weeks ago, he wants to reach out to Sarkodie and says she's in pain. Sarkodie says, knowing who you are, I said we should meet so that you can explain. Now, Yvonne says, Sarkodie says, let's meet at Sky Bar. Yvonne said there are a lot of people there. Now, that is the part that threw everybody off. If you and I have an issue and we want to talk about it, why can't we meet in public? What stops us from meeting in public? Like, I don't know if maybe it's not logical that when two people have an issue and they want to solve an issue where there's tension, there's friction, and there's a certain emotions exchange, we can have a conversation in public. So Sark says, you can call Sky Bar. Everyone says, no Sky Bar. Then Sarkodie says, nah, oversight me sabe show them. Dear, that's a deep line. That goes to make Yvonne, that line, that 8 bar, no, paints Yvonne Nelson and Steve says, like Manu so like she's thirsty. It's like she can't let it go. It might be true, it might not be true, because Sarkodie is a rapper. So rappers know how to tell a story like Yvonne told her story in the book. So maybe Yvonne didn't say, let's meet in my house. Maybe Yvonne said, Sky Bar is not too cool for me. But Michael, like Yvonne calls him, when somebody calls you by your first name, most of the time between a man and a woman, there's some level of deep friendship or relationship. So Michael, like Yvonne calls him, thought that Yvonne wanted me to come to her house. Alright, so we are about to end the filler. This episode, the Miami Sark and Yvonne, my tunnel. Also, I hear Big Brother. They call something shape. Inti Sark, the anti Sark and Yvonne, you know, Sark why? Yvonne and Sarkodie ship is called Sark-Y. Because Sarkodie, why? I'll tell you why. See, Yvonne tweets series of posts on Twitter in shock. Listen, Yvonne tweets were very emotional for me that when I'm reading it, I feel like, oh God, what do I think about it? Listen, I think that Sarkodie, me, in my humble opinion, he had to reply the allegation of abortion. I'll tell you why. When I spoke to the prophet, he said something about morality. He spoke about spiritual identity crisis, and also spiritually, Sarkodie was losing love. Tell me, I'm not the one saying it. I will bring prophet here in my next episode, and the prophet will show his face. Tell me, prophet say, Sarkodie replied that the Evangelist book because one, Ghana is known for morality, which means that anybody who goes on the line of killing another human being is a big crime in Ghana. Abortion is not legal in Ghana. And the prophet said, Sarkodie, nipa na man if you no catch and said, you are going to face what we call spiritual identity crisis, and if you don't take time, you will lose fans. Because what image now your name said, oh, a family man. Look at Tracy, look at Titi. Sarkodie introduced by us, so Kaya. A couple any the other guy sign now say, strong man. It came out say in their contract, no, they were not even allowed to talk about Sarkodie's family. So Kaya, I get it. Let me say and the correct. That means that Sarkodie throughout his from his time of such a why till this time now, he's been able to keep a certain morale, like a certain have a certain level of like morality around himself. He's a very calm, cool, collected guy. He's a family guy. When you see Sarkodie and his sisters, he's always with his sisters, and then he hardly posts his sisters. So prophet is saying that Sarkodie ought to reply because as something spiritually, we also fans in the spiritual realm. It is our reply. It's also and we know how in Ghana abortion is a big thing. Point number 2 prophet say can't tell me. I asked prophet say you go and call your bow. And think what can I say me say can no. And prophet say there are two sides to a coin. Even in the Bible, means me come because it's not really important. Because now I'll be explaining the details naturally. In the Bible, there are so many examples. Example of my many J. It's very relatable. Yet inside A, you enter side B, assemble. In side B, side I then Abba. So now the public will decide. But the things Sarkodie said in the song, some of them to me were above, were too, like they were below the line. Like Sebi, what catch or Barney said, or bar or walk quiet or street girl. Say no, Decoding side line, which I said, so we're bound in a quiet or then. I didn't say it, I'm just saying that if a lady, if you are very familiar with Oxford Street, on the street of Osuno, you see there are a lot of things that happen on that street. But one prominent thing is that there's a group of girls who stand by the street. So when Sarkodie says that we know you are a street girl, my mind quickly went to Osuno and I said, no, son, this was below the line. Point number 2. And the film says Sark was below the line. Saying that the lady in question, who has also tried, listen, you got to respect everybody's hustle. Respect everybody's hustle. Because whether Yvonne was like Sarkodie said in a song, sacking whatever, no, Yvonne has been able to be successful in her career. Because there are people who have told the same line who are not successful. I can mention names. Let's say Yvonne was doing what Sarkodie said that she was doing in a song. She has been smart to be successful. Because the other females in the industry who we know toward the line, but they're not successful. So let's respect everybody's hustle. I think that Sarkodie could have been decorum with his conversation in the song. I am not saying he shouldn't reply. I've told you what Prophet said. If he didn't reply spiritually, it would have affected him. His image was on the line spiritually. Sarkodie is one. He's blessed with that, having dreams to see his enemies way ahead of time before anybody else sees it. Okay, issues are going to be or the new I say everybody in the industry has an issue with him. Okay, on this I buy, you know. Okay, Sarkodie and Nasty C. He replied to Nasty C, but he didn't even go dirty like that. All he told Nasty C was that he's a fan and his heart is broken. So the line that he used for Yvonne in the song was too emotional. But I'll tell you why it was too emotional. You guys remember Sarkodie versus Manifest? Kanta. Okay. Yano fella. 10 copies left. Hit me up. 10. 10. No fella. The reason why Sarkodie is trying and woman there. The reason why and there and he was able to stay on message, he was able to stay on point, on key, is because of Kanta with Manifest. Because I would say Kanta, first verse and second verse in Ghana for say Ankoye. But where there? Obedi, what say there be away, word play on point. But we come to say, oh, sky bar, around me, hey, Obedi! I'm going to sky bar, right? Me, or say sky bar on the before when I'm say, hey, over there, we are too much. So now we end like this. There's a filler in town. Listen, until you are full of it. People with you never was you want them dozo. Yeah. See, before I go, the reason why Sarkodie replied to everyone else, and this is it, I'm telling you. Now let me get serious. Listen. Back in the day, Sarkodie has said it that his mom gave him an ultimatum. Say, and you man far one person go school. Sarkodie was interviewed by Tileku Enipa. Sarkodie was an artist or draw. So on the board convo, no, Sarkodie draw it. 2 people made Sarkodie reply Yvonne Nelson. Go and watch the bold convo, episode 4, the ending. Sarkodie drew the person as the leg of the table. TV. Go and watch on this same channel. Sarkodie, bold convo, episode 4, the ending part. Sarkodie drew the person that had also advised him to reply Yvonne Nelson, or advised, or Troy said, that person is the table of success music. Sarkodie is a mommy's boy. You guys will admit to that, right? He doesn't play with his mom. Sark is from a very good home. We've seen how cultured the mother is. Very well put together woman. Jim, they said, make my kind. ABR news 4 cry now 1 big cry about Sarkodie and his mother in the news. In see that. The only time Sarkodie's parents became a news item was when the father became a conversation. So in the book, it even said Sarkodie was living with the mother at the time. So Sark couldn't have taken care of a baby. That is an assumption. Yvonne was assuming. Sarkodie is a family man from a very well-respected home. Sarkodie has said it in an interview with Delay. Back in the day, say, the filler is, the person who made Sarkodie reply Yvonne Nelson didn't even have to talk to him. But because Yvonne referenced her in the book, in the Ashanti Kingdom, My phone is saying you. And I win. Oh, yeah, sharp, and you get what I'm saying. In the Ashanti kingdom, women are kings makers. They make kings.
OnePlay. Add class to your music.
Thank you for watching OnePlay Africa on YouTube. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more.